What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. I want to talk about this quarterback competition a little bit more in Cleveland. And I was reading some of the comments, and I think some people got what I'm saying wrong here. When I say Shadur doesn't have the QB1, there's no knock on Shedeur. This don't have nothing to do with him. It has something to do with business. And people are taking that like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I do know what I'm talking about because I know enough about the Browns organization to know that he runs that team like Jerry Jones. He definitely runs that team a lot similar how the Dallas Cowboys owner run the Cowboys. He has a lot of say-so in the inner workings of that squad. And a lot of the decisions are finalized with him. This has nothing to do with the head coach. And even if you listen to the head coach, he says Shedeur has come a long way. That doesn't sound like he's QB1. And I'm being real with you here. A lot of people, they don't want to be real about this situation. And I don't get it. I guess I have to just say things that has to be said here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go along and get along with the crowd. I'm not trying to do that. I'm telling you, in opening day, Shedeur's not starting opening day. He's not. And this has nothing to do with him. The only way that he's going to get in that game, unless Deshaun gets hurt or they start losing, that's when Shedeur will get in. It'll be kind of similar how it was last year. This is just a hand that these are the cards that Shedeur was dealt. These are the cards he was dealt. He was drafted to this team, and he was drafted low in the 5th round, and they're treating him like this. Now, let me just say this. If Cam Ward was in a similar position as Shedeur, if he had got drafted in the 5th round to the Browns, they would be treating Cam Ward the same way. And if Shedeur had went in the 1st round to Tennessee, they would have been showing Shedeur the new opening stadium. They would have been showing him that. It's just the fact that these are the cards he was dealt. And his path to being a starter in the league, it's a little bit his path is longer than it is for like Cam Ward. Cam Ward got drafted, he's immediately the man. When Shedeur got drafted, his path to being a number 1 starter in the NFL is kind of long. It's kind of a long shot. But for somebody of his caliber, he can still overcome. He can still overcome. And also, I remember Coach Prime saying he would like to talk to the coach about Shedeur, that this is not going to help. This is not. In fact, I don't really want him to do that. At this point, Shedeur is going to have to get this on his own. He definitely going to have to. He's going to have to get this out of the mud. He can't have his father for help no more. He got to get this out the mud, and especially in the NFL, for this to mean something. For the ultimate respect. I don't like the fact that like his dad would have to talk to the coach for what? He's a grown man. He's in the NFL. He got to handle this on his own. And that's just the bottom line. Deshaun don't have his father talking to the coach. No other quarterback had their father talking to them. Well, except for probably what's his name? Except for the Mannings, they probably would have a huge say so. But as far as this situation is concerned, I'm being real with you here. Coach Prime don't have the pull he used to have in the NFL. Because if that was the case, his son wouldn't have got drafted that low. We have to go back to when he got drafted. That's when the crime scene happened. I keep telling people this. This is what's holding him back. When he got drafted, that's when it came down to. It came down to that draft day. They knew what was getting ready to happen on draft day. Somebody told me, no, you don't know what you're talking about. They didn't know. Yes, they did, because he said that he was getting prepared for the bull jump for draft day. He said that. So they knew something was coming. And they're still trying to overcome that even in year 2. Now, what's interesting about this is this also benefits Shedeur, actually. It benefits him. Why do I say this situation benefits him? He has no pressure. Deshaun has all the pressure. Haven't the people that's going at me in the comments, have that ever occurred to you? That Shedeur has no pressure here. Deshaun has the pressure. Deshaun got all the money. Deshaun is the one that got to prove something. Shedeur is on the come up. He has no pressure. He has everything to gain. So Shedeur can go out there and relax and eventually play. Because I'm telling you right now, if they don't start that season as a winning, if they don't in the first 5 games, if they're not above 500, Shedeur more than likely is getting ready to go in. Okay. But the problem with Shedeur is he got to have the whole team behind him. He got to have the whole team behind him, and that offensive line has to be up to par. They got to be up to par. Now, Deshaun, he has speed. I don't know if he's going to be able to utilize that speed with this Achilles, but maybe he can. Maybe, it's fully repaired now. I don't know. Maybe it's fully repaired and he can go. But as of right now, this situation involving Shedeur has the ultimate. He's in the driver's seat. He doesn't have no pressure. All he has to do is learn the playbook and go out there and do the best he can. And if Deshaun mess up, guess what? Shedeur is going right in. He's in the driver's seat. So that's what I want to say to people. He's actually in a great position because the league, there's some glimpses of they know what he can do. We already know what he can do. We've seen him throw the ball. We've seen him make some really good plays last year, right? So that's not a question whether he can play in the NFL. We know he can. But in this situation is a little bit unique. Some people said, well, no, Deshaun ain't going to play. Then the owners already. No, of course he's going to play. You're not going to pay somebody $46 million to sit the bench. That's not happening. Especially if he can go. I could see if he was still hurt. Yeah, Shedeur will play. But the fact of the matter is we know Shedeur could do some things. We saw it last year. So that's not a question no more. That's not a question that we have to talk about. A question that needs to be answered. He's in the driver's seat. He just have to be patient. All he has to do is be patient. Okay? He just have to be patient and everything will work itself out at this particular juncture of his career. But I understand why maybe people close to him, they feel in a certain type of way. This is going to halt his max contract. He got to have something on paper to get a huge deal. Okay, you got to have something. So maybe he can get more of the start of the games this year, depending on what Deshaun do. But I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. If Deshaun comes back and he tears it up and get them in the playoffs, you'll never see Shedeur play this year or next year. You're never gonna see it. They're gonna keep Deshaun. I'm just telling y'all this. They're gonna have to trade. They might have to consider trading Sanders at this point. Okay, I keep saying the Jets because the Jets wanted him. But the problem is, I know what people are saying. Well, how come they didn't get him in the draft? I get it. They should have got him in the draft. But they weren't sold on him, guys. They weren't sold on him until they saw him play in the preseason. They weren't sold on him. This is what a friend of mine was telling me. I grew up with this guy. He's in the organization. They weren't sold on him. For whatever reason, there was some bad talk going on about him. Even Coach Prime didn't say it all. He didn't say everything that was going on with him. For whatever reason, somebody put a bug in people's ear about him that wasn't correct. Yes, he can play, but people weren't sold on it. Until they saw him play. They was like, wait a minute, he actually can play. I was like, I told you. That's why I was going so hard last year. Of course he can play. All you had to do was go ask Tom. Tom, is he a good quarterback or not? Tom has evaluated him. You don't think Tom Brady has evaluated him? Yes, he has. He's actually coached him. And you don't think Tom watched some of them games to see what he can do at Colorado? He saw it. He didn't sign off on it, though. He didn't sign off on it. He didn't sign off on it. That's what's messed up about it. He didn't sign off on it. I don't know if he didn't sign off on it because he didn't think he was going to get him in the draft. I'm not sure because, some teams talk bad about you because they want you so that other teams won't draft you. But there was something else that happened that was other than football, why he didn't get drafted high. Did he win the Johnny Unitas Award? Yes or no? Maybe I don't remember. Maybe it was a Mandela effect. Maybe he didn't win the Johnny Unitas Award. I think he did. Now, was he in the running for the Heisman Trophy? Yes or no? Or was that a Mandela effect? The answer was yes. So if he was in the running he was in the top 10 in the running in the whole country, he was in the top 10 in the running for the Heisman Trophy. That means he can play. That means he can play. That means he shouldn't have went no later than second round. So something else happened during his draft process for them to say, nah, this is a no-go. Yeah, I know. They only drafted him to use him for the clout. Skip Bayless already said it, but it's funny when you in this sector talking about Colorado, it's like a cult actually, because people don't want to hear the other side. No, he's gonna play. You're a hater. People really, you know what I think, guys? I'm gonna tell you what I think is going on. I honestly think that they hired a bunch of bots in the chat. Honestly think they hired a bunch of bots. No regular person is saying this. People that watch football, they know what it is. But I think they sent a lot of bots your way, like to put in the comment section to keep the narrative on the narrative positive. I'm not saying anything negative. I think these people got to be bots because I'm gonna tell you something. YouTube is trying to crack down on that. People are using bot farms to get in the comment section. They look like real people, but they're not. They're bot farms. These got to be bots that's doing this because I've been watching football since Lawrence Taylor days. I know football. You can't tell me that I don't know what's going on here. I know they're going to play Deshaun. Deshaun is the elder statesman. I don't give a damn if he hasn't played in 2 years. He's actually been in the NFL before Shedeur. They're going to give him a shot first. And not only that, they're paying him $46 million. That's common sense. Then when people say, no, you're wrong, you got to be a bot. You got to be. You have to be a bot, man. You have to be. I never said this, no knock on Shedeur. This is just the cards that he was dealt. He was dealt these cards. Now, why did he fall so low? Hopefully Coach Prime will come out and say it. He didn't say it in the interview. He didn't say it. He didn't say why this man fell that low in the draft. He didn't say it. And I don't think he can. Because if he do, it's going to hurt Shedeur. Shedeur will be out of the league next year. He won't even be playing no more. They'll blackball him. If he truly say it. What really happened behind the scenes. But this was set up, guys. This was set up for Shedeur to be blackballed. The only thing that saved him is that he's very popular and he actually can play. That's what saved him. They didn't realize that when he got in the game, he was going to do what he did. They didn't realize. They were like, oh, we got something here. The other people like, no, we can't get rid of him. We got something here. And he's popular too. But they were not sold on him for whatever reason in the draft. I don't know if he got misinformation or something happened that wasn't other than football. It had to be other than football. It had to be. Like, how are you in the top 10 in the running for the Heisman Trophy? Is that just politics or did you pay to do that? No. The writers voted him in to be in the top 10 in the running for the Heisman Trophy. He had to be in the running for the Heisman Trophy because he threw to the Heisman Trophy winner. The Heisman Trophy wouldn't have got all them touchdowns if it wasn't for him throwing to him. So he had to be in there. He had to be in the top 10 for the Heisman. He had to be. Okay? If you're a garbage quarterback, if something going on with your game, you're not going to throw that many touchdowns. You see what happened last year. If what's his name was at Shedur's level, no matter what the plays they were calling, he would have found a way to do something. Okay? He would have found a way to do something. Shedeur was getting sacked beyond getting sacked and still won a Johnny Unitas award. So what is that telling you? That telling you that he actually can play. I'm telling you guys, I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, but the bots don't understand in the comment section. These are bots. Okay. I'm telling you that this was other than football why he went in the 5th round. You know how I know it was other than football? Because the NFL, when he got drafted, they still had the popping circumstances going on. It's like you could tell it was set up. You could tell it was set up. They're playing in our face. They had somebody on Fox News wearing a mask, but they're making you believe that it wasn't a mask. It was an anomaly in the camera, and you believe in it. No, that man was wearing a mask. You can clearly see it. Don't never go with what your eyes are saying and what your spirit is telling you. But they're making you get away from that. This is easy to understand here. Deshaun's the man, yo. Straight up and down. It's just the fact that we so used to seeing Shadur play at Jackson State in Colorado. We're not used to him being with another quarterback that's capable. We're not used to it. Deshaun is capable, guys. I don't know what the fuck anybody else talking about. That man is capable. If he's healthy, he's the man. If he's healthy. Make no mistakes about it. Okay? This ain't no knock on Shadur, but there's other quarterbacks out there that's good too, man. It's not just him. He's not the only one. It's just that he's popular and he got a cult following. No, I am not going to be the one to put down another brother for another one. I'm not doing that. So we are not separating these brothers. They trying to put these brothers against each other. The fact of the matter is, I don't give a damn about winning. Both of them got money. That's the only win here. Deshaun got a bunch of money and that man got to pay him. That is to be celebrated. I don't give a damn about football. I don't care about the Browns anyway. What I care about him is getting that $46 million because that is a plus, not a minus. See, there's more than just football here. I don't give a damn about all that. I want him to get every single penny that's coming to him. And it's guaranteed anyway. That's the win here. And hopefully Shadur will get the same thing when his opportunity comes. Maybe he'll get the same treatment. But other than the Browns, I don't care about the Browns. Okay? I don't care to root for an organization that's benefiting from that dude. Okay? I don't care. I don't care, yo. Because he runs the team like Jerry Jones. I don't care about Jerry Jones either. After what he did when he was younger. Okay, when that school was getting integrated and he was out there throwing stuff at those kids. Hell no. Leopard never loses spots. And he's sitting up there talking about a man penis size. What that got to do with football? Okay? I don't give a damn about these people. I don't. I do not give a damn about these people. The only thing I care about, Shedeur getting his money and Deshaun getting his money. Don't put these brothers against each other. Talking about, oh, I'd rather have Shedeur than Deshaun. They both brothers. Are y'all crazy? I'm seeing it happening with these content creators. Don't put these brothers against each other, man. It's us against them. At the end of the day, are you crazy? It's us against them. Shedeur is not even tripping. I don't hear Shedeur talking, do you? Nah, don't put these brothers against each other, man. Let Deshaun start and get his money. He gonna get his money regardless. Okay? If anything, Shedeur can learn from Deshaun, if anything. Don't act like Steve Young then wait years to play because he was looking at Joe Montana. Y'all crazy? Y'all remember that? This ain't nothing. Shedeur gotta wait. I don't know what these people, it's like these people never watched football before. Okay? It's the great Steve Young. The Hall of Famer Steve Young waited years to play because he was backing up Joe Montana. So if Shedeur got to wait another year, let him wait another year, man, so he can learn. because Deshaun can teach him. Deshaun is not a bad quarterback, man. He's not. You said this is silly talk. Name one athlete that has started any sport after tearing Achilles twice. Let's just say after tearing Achilles. Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing. What's his name? KD. KD went back to starting. What's his name? Oh, you want to bring up football? What's his name? Aaron Rodgers. He got a starting position. Okay, so you're a bot. You got to be a bot. Hold on one second. You're a bot, yo. So I got to send you to the, you block. I don't like that. Don't send no bots my way. Deshaun is starting. Don't send no bots my way. Don't sit here and try to put these brothers against each other. Okay? Let Deshaun get his money in the glory. Let it get him right now. Okay? He's starting. Okay, this conversation is mute. It's a mute conversation at this point. The only way Shadur is going to get unless Deshaun can't go. Unless he can't go. It all comes down to the owner's ego. The owner's ego is getting in the way. He's not going to let this guy sit the bench, and he got to pay this brother $46 million. Because at this point, he's paying him for nothing. He's paying him for free. At this point, he's paying him for free, and he's not doing that. Well, you're not going to be watching the Browns this year, especially if Deshaun is playing good. You're definitely not watching because Shadur is not going to play. This is not the first time this has happened. Steve Young had to wait. He had to wait almost damn near 3 years before he got his glory. He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying Shadur is not going to go on and do great things because he has the ability to, and he will. But it might not be with Cleveland. And you're not hearing what Skip Bayless is saying. He more tapped in than we are. He said he hired him for a sideshow. And then he said one of the writers that just talked to him, and then what did Aqib Talib say? He said, oh, if what's his name is saying, it got to be true then, because he's tapped in. He said Deshaun's the starter. Everybody's saying it in Cleveland. Even the players know. But Shadur knows that he has to be ready, though. He has to be ready because I told you guys on the last chat that he's sharing the QB1 spot. And what do I mean by that? If Deshaun can't go, Shadur has to be ready. He has to be ready to go. In Shedur's mind, he has to be thinking, I'm starting on opening day. That's why he's getting shared. If you notice, they're sharing the first team reps. They have to share them. Because the coach know that I have to get this kid prepared just in case if Deshaun can't go. That's why they're doing it. But if Deshaun can go and he's showing success, he'll be the quarterback for the rest of the season. You said, we don't have another year. War is here. Well, you didn't have to put the N-word part because you could be on the other side trying to say the N-word in here. And I don't do all that. So you got to go to the bushes. Now, if you come back and show a picture and all that, and I can see that you a brother, you ain't gonna use that up in here on me. You could have said, Max, we at war. We ain't gonna have another year. You could have said that, but you ain't gonna start off with the N-word. Even though you didn't use the hard R, you still not gonna use that. You gotta understand, I'm old enough to probably be your father, man. So show some respect up in here. At the end of the day, show some respect. Don't sit up here and start your sentence off with the N-word, son. And half you young people can't even read anyway. There's a video going around on Instagram where these people were asking these people to read a sentence. They can't even read. Can't even read, yo. And you might be one of them. So don't sit up here. Show some respect. Okay? Show some respect, man. Don't sit up here and start with the N-word. So you go into the bushes. I know you it's bothering you. Can't even reply to me because we can't see it. But Shedeur has to be ready to start. He has to be ready to start. So if something happened to Deshaun or if they're losing, yeah, Shedeur is going in for sure. That's why he's getting the first team reps. The writing is on the wall. They're trying to get him ready. He's not ready yet. Oh, Max, what do you mean he's not ready? The coach said it. The coach said he's not ready. He said he's come a long way. He didn't say that he's ready. He said he's come a long way. Okay? I'm not the only one tripping on that. Like, what the fuck does that mean? He's come a long way. He come a long way. No, he's not ready yet. But he's going to have to get ready. So they're trying to get him ready now. That's why he's getting first team reps. Because if Deshaun go out, Shedeur is going right in. They put number 2 in. Okay? So that's just what it is right there. He's going right in. And I said in the beginning of the video, Shedeur is in the driver's seat. He has no pressure. Deshaun has all the pressure because Deshaun has to go out there and get them a winning season. Shedeur just sitting there, just waiting because he got everything to gain. So he's actually in the driver's seat. This is actually good for Shedeur, actually. Yeah, so this is a good thing for Shedeur. It's not sad. It's a good thing because he's in the driver's seat. He don't have no pressure. He gonna go in and do what he got to do when that coach called him to go in. Because if they start the season 0-3, what you think? You think he gonna stay on the bench? He's not gonna stay on the bench unless the players like Deshaun. I heard the players like Deshaun. Like he's the man over there. And that's how it is sometimes. You just gotta wait. This is the first time. And then the thing is, I don't agree with Coach. Coach, I agree with a lot of stuff he's saying. I don't agree with him talking to the coach about Shedeur. Because Deshaun father is not doing that. So if Deshaun father's not doing that, you're not doing that. Talking to the coach about Shedeur for what? No, he's a grown man. He will win this position on his own. He don't need you no more. He's a grown-ass man. So I don't agree with all that. Because Deshaun, okay, let's get Deshaun father to talk to the coach. No, I don't agree with all that. Everybody else in the NFL got to get this shit out the mud. And he got to get it out the mud. Not with your help. He's in the National Football League. He's not in the NCAA no more. He's in the National Football League. I call it the National League. He's in the National League now. Okay? He's not in the USFL. He's not in the CFL. Okay? He's not in the California League or whatever other leagues they got. He's in the National Football League. He doesn't need the father talking to the coach. Nope. Because Deshaun father's not talking to him either. We got to keep this 100. I keep everything 100 around here. We need him to get it out the mud. And he's going to get it out the mud. Okay? And that's just what it is. This is the first time in his life. No, this is the second time that he has to compete for a position. The second time in his life. And he's passing with flying colors. The reason why I say he's passing with flying colors, because you don't hear nothing from him. He's not tripping. That's it. So let it stay like that. And then he's going to win the position eventually. He's going to get in and it's going to mean that much more. Shedeur he's grown up now. He don't need nobody talking to the coach for him. Because that's not going to get him respect in that locker room. Period. So that's just what it is right there. You said I will be glad when Shedeur stop y'all from using his name. He can't stop me from using his name. He's a public figure. Are you crazy? What you mean stop us from using his name? Okay, why don't you go tell that to the other content creators then? Don't come up in here trying to disrespect me. I'm 50 years old. Don't try to disrespect me. Okay? I know football. I've been watching football since Lawrence Taylor. I know football. I ain't say nothing in here to disrespect Shadur. Are you crazy? You trying to start trouble? I'm not sitting up here disrespecting him. I just said he's in the driver's seat. But half y'all can't read. Half y'all can't read, and that video is showing them all these people can't read these big words. Maybe you don't understand. I said he's in the driver's seat. Do you know what that means? He don't have no pressure. If something happens and they're 0-3, who you think is going to play? Shadur is going to play. He's in the driver's seat. He has nothing to lose. Deshaun has everything to lose. So what are you coming up in here trying to disrespect me, talking about I'd be glad when they stop us from using his name? They can't stop us from using. He's a public figure. The fuck? You cult members are so fucking sensitive. I ain't say nothing bad about this dude, man. I don't give a damn if Watson's not the same player. He gonna start. I'm not paying that dude $46 million to sit the bench. Are you crazy? I don't know what planet y'all on. He is not sitting the bench for $46 million. Period. It's not me. It's the owner. See, you guys don't know that he operates this like Jerry Jones. Y'all don't know that. See, y'all just started following the Browns. I been knew who the Browns were. They been garbage. It's just that y'all don't know that. The only reason why y'all following the Browns is because Shedeur is there. But you don't know how he been running that organization for the past 10 years. Y'all don't know. I know. Every quarterback has not survived there. Why don't you go do your research and know that Johnny Football didn't survive there? He didn't survive there. And the other quarterback, what's his name? He didn't survive there either. So what you think? You think Shedeur gonna survive there? No. No. But see, you guys are just following the Browns and thinking everything's sweet. I'm telling you, he run this like Jerry Jones. I'm telling you, he does. This is a losing organization. I'm telling you 100. I'm keeping it 100. I don't like the Browns. I don't. Okay? I don't like the Browns. I'm not watching them unless he play. Unless number 2 play, I'll watch. But other than that, I'm not watching. But don't sit up here and gas this situation up like Deshaun not starting. He is starting. Coach know he's starting. Actually, I could tell the way Coach talking. He know it's fucked up over there. You guys act like they didn't disrespect him in the draft. You guys don't remember that, huh? How he fell to the 5th round and he's a 1st round draft pick. You don't remember that, huh? But you're going to come up here and try to disrespect me. And I'm sitting up here talking realness. Okay, now I see you not saying nothing no more. Because I had to check you. You thought you had a hater up in here. I'm not a hater. Yeah, don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else coming up here trying to disrespect me. I ain't one of them haters over there. I'm not Matt. So don't get it fucked up over here. I'm from the trenches for real. I talk realness over here. I don't talk no fake shit. Okay? I saw Matt coming a mile away. I saw him coming a mile away. Obviously, coaching them couldn't see it. I saw it. They fuck with him anyway, knowing he was a hater. I knew he was a hater from the beginning. You know, you're not a part of a motorcycle gang. Go ask him what motorcycle gang he a part of. And then you're going to know he don't like our kind. You're going to know that. How come they didn't know that? How come I knew that? I'm real over here. Don't never get me twisted with a hater over here. Okay? I want the best for this kid. But he a brother at the end of the day, and Deshaun is a brother at the end of the day. We're not going to put these brothers against each other. I want Deshaun to get all that money. And I want him to play. Okay? Shedeur is going to learn from him. That's what's going to happen. He's going to learn from him. Don't act like don't act like Deshaun ain't cold, because he is. He can play. And Shedeur is going to learn from him. But don't try to put these. I don't like when Coach said, like Shedeur ain't the type of person to be all giddy with nobody. He just like whatever. Like he's trying to like isolate him from Deshaun. No, don't do that, man. Because at the end of the day, these two brothers get money. At the end of the day, do not separate these two. These are two black men right here. Okay. We don't see the problem is why you came up in here and disrespected me, auntie, and you still didn't fucking apologize because y'all got problem with us men. You always be trying to disrespect because y'all ain't got no goddamn respect for men these days. But I'm a man of respect and you ain't gonna say nothing else up in here unless you apologize. Don't sit up here and say, I'll be glad when Shedeur stop y'all from using his name. Don't ever come up here and disrespect me. You go disrespect Matt. I ain't see you in Matt chat disrespecting him, but you gonna come up in a black man chat and disrespect me. Fuck out of here. Don't say nothing else in here or I will block you. Okay? Don't say nothing else in here. Gonna come up here and try to disrespect me. And he knowing that he's a public figure. How he gonna stop me from using his name? I'll wait. Why don't you go say that to Matt? Why don't you go say that to Buffton Prime? See, I don't take this personal. I don't take personal shots at these people because I don't know them. Okay? I don't take personal shots. I just speak realness. At the end of it, Skip Bayless is saying it. He said the people, his insiders are telling him Deshaun is starting. And then why? He got 46 million reasons why he's starting. That's why. I don't give a damn he's not the same player. You go talk to the owner. Don't talk to me. But I bet you everything I say come to pass. So don't be surprised in opening day. You see Deshaun out there. Now, here's what's going to happen. Let me go into my crystal ball for you. That person got my goat, yo. Don't sit up here and say, I'll be glad when Shadur stop y'all from using his name. That got my goat, yo. Gonna come up here and try to disrespect. What? And you ain't going up in Matt disrespecting? Boy, I wish, let me not say nothing else. So what's going to happen is, let me get in my crystal ball. Let's go to the 5th week. Let's go to the 4th week of the season. After the 4th week, we head into the 5th week, right? Let's say if their record is 1-4. Who do you think is getting ready to play? I'll wait. Shedeur. Shedeur is getting ready to play. And he'll play for the rest of the season. That's what'll happen. But in my crystal ball says if they go to the 5th week and they're 4-1, Deshaun is playing. You said, oh, yeah, she said, I'll be glad when Shedeur stop y'all from using his name. Like she treat me like I'm Matt or some shit. The fuck? And she called herself auntie. Bitch, please. Don't sit up here and disrespect me. I'll call you out your motherfucking name. I'm a real one over here. I'm from North. I'm from the trenches for real. No, I'm not some of these people right here. Don't sit up here and disrespect me. I'm coming here disrespecting. Talking about I'll be glad when he stop y'all from using his name. Don't you know? I got multiple channels. I don't even use his name on my other channel. I don't even use it. I don't use his name over there. Okay? So don't sit up here and disrespect me, man. I'm the one that came out and broke the story that these jewelers are selling these dudes moissanite. They thought it was funny because they started joking about it in their videos. Remember Bucky said, "Oh, you got that moissanite on." I'm the one said that. And guess what happened? Floyd, he bought over $100 million in jewelry, right? Guess what? It's only worth $13 million. So what do you think happened? They sold him some moissanite. Half that jewelry he got ain't worth shit. I Ben knew that. Let me tell you something for you players. If you want real diamonds, come talk to me. because you got to come to the high seeds. Everybody in the tri-state know what I just said when I said you got to go to see the high seeds because they carry the jewels on them. They got the real shit for sure. That's where you got to go. But you're going to pay though. You're going to pay the market value. They're not going to let you. They're not going to let you off on a handshake. You got to pay what them diamonds are worth. If you want some real diamonds, you got to come see the high seeds. That's just 100. When you go to them off dealers and this and that, you getting lab grown diamonds and you getting moissanite. Don't sit up here and tell me to fuck calm down. She can talk for herself. Shut up. Stop caping. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm definitely off. I'm definitely not politically correct, yo. Okay? I'm definitely not politically. I have two sides to me. Okay? I'm not like Coach Prime and them. Coach Prime couldn't see Matt coming a mile away. He definitely not from the trenches. He definitely not. If he couldn't see Matt coming a mile away, I could see it coming a mile away. He part of that motorcycle gang. What the fuck you interviewing with him for? See, I know. I'm telling you, I'm being real with y'all. He couldn't see it. He hasn't been in the trenches for a very long time. He couldn't see Matt coming. I could see him coming. I could see him coming. I know he didn't like him. Okay? That's why they don't talk to me. Nobody talks to me. I'm the boogeyman around here. Nobody talks to me. I had sent a lot of people messages. Nobody got back to me. But you're going to get back to Matt, though. Okay? That's why I don't mess with nobody. I just do my content and keep it moving. But I don't disrespect people, though. Like Matt does. Matt is disrespectful. He got disrespectful again. What's his name came on to talk about Adam, right? How Coach called his wife, and then Matt sitting up here fake crying, talking about, yeah, but that's why I say he need to be going out here talking to these players. That's very disrespectful. Somebody just passed away. And he using that to try to say this, to try to make his point. Y'all not going over there disrespecting him. Why are you coming over here disrespecting me? He's not starting. You a bot, yo. Get your ass out of here. All right? Get your ass. I don't want you over here. Okay? Because you couldn't see Matt coming either. So get out of here. Okay? Get up out of here. I'm telling you what the real deal is here. If Deshaun, and you know the crazy part about it, Skip said it. They don't give a damn if Deshaun is 85%. They don't give a damn if he's 75% he playing. And that's the crazy part. Because let me tell you what I would do. In a real world, like in a good world, I would cut my losses and say, you know what? I made a mistake on Deshaun. It just didn't work out because he got injured. You know, things happen. And I would get the young gunner ready. That's how I would do it. But I understand they try to send people my way to change the narrative, because that's what they're all about over here. They don't fuck with people that they think they can't control. They don't fuck with you. And I'm being real with y'all right now. He's not playing. And Aqib Talib said, oh, if that reporter said it, then it's true now, because he's tapped in. Skip Bayless said it. You said Prime may be the only Power 4 school with a black head coach, black OC, and black defensive coordinator. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, yo. It don't. They don't care, yo. They don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you this. They don't care, yo. They don't. I'm telling you, that school, they don't want him there, yo. And Matt is one of them. They don't want him there. But the thing is, let me be real with y'all, yo. Let me be real with y'all real quick. Matt doesn't want him there. And I tried to tell you guys where it went wrong. It went wrong as soon as coach got there. That's when it went wrong, because he went in front of the team and he said that, the Louis luggage speech. And then when the kid stood up and said, well, hey coach, well, what about the guys that are injured? He said, I'm going to keep the ones that are salvageable. He said that. I like, coach, you did too much. He said too much. That's what fucked him up. And then he let a lot of people go. A lot of people that he let go, that left, they're in the NFL now. A lot of them are. He had some NFL players sitting there watching him, but they didn't evaluate him. Because they felt like they weren't salvageable because they went 1-11 the past season. That's where he messed up at. He went too heavy in the portal. I'm being real with y'all. He messed up. Then now there was some players on the team, yeah, they weren't worth nothing. But there were some there that was worth something. And he made a lot of mistakes as head coach there. He made a lot of mistakes. That was the first one. Like, that speech was a little too heavy. That was a little too much. Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of those kids, their parents, that was their only scholarship for college. And then that was it. That was gone. And a lot of those players left on their own because they were pissed off. That speech pissed a lot of people off. And he has to live up to that. And that's why they're going so hard on him. They didn't like it, yo. They did not like it. They thought it was disrespectful. They didn't like it. And, there was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of NFL players that was watching him that day. There was a lot of people watching him that day. Jordan Tyson was one of them. He's in the NFL now. But he left on his own. That wasn't because of Coach Prime. Coach Prime had identified Jordan Tyson as a dog. Because remember when he went to talk to the wide receivers, Jordan Tyson was injured. He was there. And he was like, oh, you were walking? He said, that was very impressive what you did. You had some very impressive stats. And he kind of shook his head looking at him. Coach had already identified Jordan Tyson as a dog, but Jordan didn't see it. He don't realize how we talk to each other. He didn't realize it. See, coaches, we talk a certain way to each other. He didn't get it. He was offended and he left. That's why he apologized to coach when he saw him at that game. But the rest of them, some of them left on their own because they were pissed. But that set us back. That set Colorado back. Now, the second year was good because he still had Travis and Shedeur there. And then he brought in Chidozie and them, and that worked out. But now they're back to rebuilding again. But this is why Matt and them, I'm telling you, this is why Matt and them don't like him. Right after that speech, and then Matt is claiming that Matt got very disrespectful, and then, y'all come in here and disrespect me. He the one getting personal, not me. Yeah, he just had Whitlock on, and then this woman coming up in here talking about, I'll be glad when Shedeur prevents y'all from using his name. That's what she said to me. I don't have Whitlock on my show. I'm not on Whitlock. John the Liquidator was on Whitlock's show. Y'all don't say shit to him. Why y'all coming over here? I would never go on Whitlock's show, ever. Because it ain't going to do nothing for me. See, some people think, I can go on his show and get more views. And you ain't getting no more views. Going on Whitlock's show. I would never go on Matt. I never. What's his name? Whitlock, Jason Whitlock. I'll never go on his show. Never. Not because of what he's saying about Coach Prime. I just think he's funny style. I think he's a funny style dude. That's why I won't go on the show. I know he stopped blocking. I the one said it on here why he stopped blocking for Shadur on purpose. He did it on purpose, and he's in the NFL now. And I told people this. I said he's an NFL Tackle. People said, Max, you crazy. He's not an NFL. I said, yes, he is. He used to play soccer and he used to play basketball. He got good footwork. He's light on his feet to be an offensive lineman and to be so tall at 6'10", 6'9". But he refused to block for him. I even showed you the play where he released his hands and let the guy tee off on Shedeur. I said it. They were already pissed off at the family. And there was a lot of mistakes the coaches made, too. It was no way they should have let Colton Hood go. There's no way. I don't know how they did that. There's no way there's no way he should have left that team. They should have kept him by any means necessary. He's an NFL player, but coach didn't think so. I don't think he thought so. I don't think he saw it, that he was an NFL player. I don't think he saw it. Yo, I'm being real with you. He made a lot of mistakes. You got to think about this. The reason why he made a lot of mistakes, he hasn't been coaching that long. He hasn't been coaching football that long. You get better each year you go. See, he didn't start off as a graduate assistant. He didn't start off as an assistant coach. He started off as a head coach. So there's some things that he got to learn. Being real with you, man. But it all started with that Louis Luggage speech. And the crazy thing is it backfired. You don't say that to the team and then only win 3 games or 4 games or how many they won. I mean, the way he was talking, they were going to a bowl game and the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But see, he's like amongst all these people that's listening to him, he's like close to God. So you can't say nothing about him or you'll be a hater. They're already Christian you a hater. Well, then Christian me a hater then, yo. Christian me a hater. I'm just telling you where it all went wrong. But nobody is perfect. He's not God, is he? Nobody is perfect. He can make this right easily. He just have to go back to and he did it this year by hand picking the players. All the players that's on that team now, he signed off on. So the team will be better this year because he did that. But the reason why Matt and them don't like him and the other people is because, he's not one of those people where he don't need Matt or nothing like that. And if he feel like there's no good players in Colorado, he just feel like there's no good players in Colorado. Now, I never heard Coach Prime say that. But Matt, he said it recently. Come on, Coach. We got some good players here. You know what he said? He said, us crackers could play. He said, we got some crackers here that could play, Coach. He said that. And y'all didn't catch that when he said that on his show? He's being very disrespectful. He's trying to say coach is prejudice. Y'all ain't catching it, but yet you're going to come over here and say, I can't wait for y'all to stop, for Shadur to stop y'all from using his name. Knowing he's a public figure. And she going to come over here and be disrespectful. And she don't know shit about football. I can tell she don't. Do you think Colorado would get another bowl game this year? Anything is possible. To get to a bowl game, you got to win 6 games. And 6 games is kind of hard at this level. It's not easy to get 6 games, but they can get 6 games this year. They definitely got 1 game already. That's Weber State. I think the season is the cornerstone game of the season is the first game, actually, which is Georgia Tech. If they could beat Georgia Tech, yeah, they getting 6 games. If they beat Georgia Tech, yes, they got 6 games this year, for sure. Because they're playing Mendoza, little brother. He's going to be the starter for Georgia Tech. If they beat Georgia Tech, they got 6 games for sure. For sure. You can bet on that. But if they get blown out by Georgia Tech, they're going to beat Weber State the second game. That's a home game. And the climb to 6 games is going to be tough. But they can still pull it out. It's going to be tough, though. But a huge improvement this year is a bowl game, 6 games. They don't have to win the bowl game, but 6 games is an improvement. And that's going in the right direction because that's saying that Brendan Marion and everything is working. Is working. I know they lost a lot of coaches after the Heisman year, but an improvement though is a bowl game. That's a really good improvement because you got to be real here. You got to be a little realistic. But then again, I don't know what Juju gonna do. He has the tools to be very electrifying, and so you can't count him out. He's a winner. I saw glimpses of that last year. So, and remember, this really supposed to be his freshman year because he got to college early. He graduated early. But one good thing that he did, he got some reps under his belt as a starter. And Juju is what? He's 6 feet or 6'1". He's actually taller than he looks. I think he's about 6'1" or 6 feet. 6 feet of 6'1". So he's still got a lot of growing to do. But he has the tools right now to make it happen. And he's also a mobile quarterback as well. I didn't realize he was that mobile. And then also he has a number 2 quarterback that's just as good. So they do need him because if Juju go down, they need somebody to come in and pick up the. So you see how the bots come in? He said, who, auntie, what? I don't know what you talking about. Like, what are you talking about? You said who and you putting a question mark. We're not talking about her. I'm talking about somebody that came here with the aunt in her name. She disrespected me. That's who I'm talking about. And I've already, she's not saying anything anymore. And then you're saying who, aunt? No, I'm not talking about her. It was another lady that came up. You just came in. You just got to scroll up and see it. Oh, I can't even see who it is. My screen is messed. Is that Keith? What's up, Keith? I didn't know it was you. Yeah, it was another lady that came up here with the aunt in her name. She said she'll be glad when we stop using Shadur and Shedeur prevent us from using his name in the title. He can't do that. He's a public figure. You said Shedeur will be QB1. He will be the quarterback when they play Travis. Okay, so see, that's more like it right there. Detroit Gemini. So they play Travis, and okay, so you're saying that he will be QB1 by the opening season. That's what you're saying. Let me think about this. So what has to happen for that to happen, Detroit? Deshaun can't go. That means Deshaun has to get hurt. We don't wish other brothers ill over here. I'm sorry. Deshaun is a brother at the end of the day. I'm tribal over here. Okay? I want Deshaun to be healthy. I'm not wishing for him to get injured again. I can't. You got to understand, he's not in blackface. He's actually a brother. And I like the fact that this brother's getting $46 million. You said I'm sounding like a hater this morning? All right, hold on a second. Have a good one. Yeah, but yeah, guys, you can't read. That's why. And you can't comprehend what I'm saying. That's why you said I'm sounding like a hater. I didn't realize so many people can't read. It's this video going around on Instagram, and it's telling people to read a sentence, and people are struggling reading. So there's a lot of people out here that's illiterate. And that means that if you're illiterate, that means you can't comprehend either. So you go into the bushes. It ain't nothing sounding like no hater over here. I just said I'm not hating on Deshaun. He's a brother at the end of the day. Okay? I want him to start and get all his goddamn money. Okay? I just said Steve Young had to wait. Shadur got to wait. Steve Young waited and he's in the Hall of Fame. Okay? So Sometimes you got to wait. I didn't draft Shedeur in the 5th round. They did. I said he should have went in the 1st round. But yet I'm a hater. So yeah, go in the bushes, man. I don't go live that much anyway. So I don't mind blocking a bunch of people. Because I don't go live that much anyway. So I'd rather just block a bunch of people at this point, because I'm not here for it. That's just what it is. If you feel like Shedeur should start opening game, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But that means that Deshaun has to get hurt. That means that he can't go because he's still injured. I don't wish that on nobody. That's the only way Shedeur is going to play. And you might say, well, Max, why is that? Because it's the owner. The owner, his ego is in the way. He got a huge ego. He got to pay this dude $46 million, Detroit Gemini. He got to pay him $46 million. He got to take that on the chin. He's not doing that. These people don't look at us like that, Detroit Gemini. They see us as lesser than. Let me get deep with you for a minute. Hold on. Let me get deep with y'all for a minute. The reason why he's not going to play Shedeur is because he hired him as a sideshow. I'm just being real with you. Even Skip Bayless said it. It's because Shedeur is popular. But he see that Shedeur can play. He knows this. Remember, he was at Shedeur's pro day. If you remember, go look at the pro day. He's there. He knows Shedeur can play. But the thing is, he paid Deshaun all this money. He got to pay somebody he feel lesser than $46 million for nothing. You think he gonna not play him? Yeah, he gonna play him. I'm just being real with you, man. These people, none of these people are nice people. Okay? It's just we always be trying to give people a chance. None of these people are nice. They're not. It's by birthright they fucked up. These are elites. I'm talking about the elites. I'm not talking about regular people. I'm talking about the elites. They don't see us that way. You are wishing Deshaun get hurt because that's the only way Shedeur going to play. I'm not saying you wishing him to get hurt, but you kind of wish him to get hurt. I'm telling you that's how deep it is. I'm telling you that's how deep it is. He will not take this on the chin. He got to pay this brother that he feel like there's lesser than him $46 million for no reason. Okay? But I love it though. Because Russell Wilson, he's going to get paid to the 2040s. I mean, the 2030s, the late 2030s, that he robbed the NFL so bad. And I like it. I like when these people was robbing these people. He is no way Deshaun not playing opening game unless he hurt, unless he can't play. And then that's it. They'll cut their losses because they have insurance. If they got to pay them, the insurance will kick in. And I know, see, the thing is, I'm in the wrong business though, because when you're online, you have to talk a certain way. You have to lie. And I'm not lying. You got to lie. You have to go with what the masses are saying, even though it's wrong. He's not playing. He's not. Even Skip Bayless said it. His boy called him. And his boy is dialed in. Even Aqib Talib said, well, damn, if what's his name said it, then Shedeur not playing. Because the dude is tapped in. He's tapped in. He's more tapped in than Mary Kay. This one dude that they named. He's more tapped in. And he said that Deshaun, the word in the locker room, Deshaun is playing. He's the man. That's it. It's already finalized. And ain't nothing the coach could do about it. Because you guys don't realize the owner runs this thing like Jerry Jones. He's a Jerry Jones type of person. He micromanage. Everything has to go through him. The coach is nothing. He's the coach. That's how he runs it. Anytime you see an owner on the sidelines, that's a problem. Usually the owner's in the box. They don't usually like to come out there. He's always on the sidelines every now and then. He got to have the spotlight. Just like when his family was out there with the Sanders jerseys on, that was on purpose. That was just to play for the camera. I know how these devils work. I do. I know how they work. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. I'm trying not to even get that conscious on here because I want to keep it sports. But I just know how they operate. And Deshaun, they actually he likes Deshaun. But Deshaun hasn't played in 2 years. You said nobody wants to see Deshaun. Yeah, but it's up to the owner. It's not us. Now, will you see Shadur this year? More than likely, yeah. I had said it by the 4th or 5th week. It depends on what their record look like. You will see Shadur play. If by the 5th week they're 4-1, you're not gonna see him play. That means they over 500. But the thing is, though, he injured his Achilles twice. That's a red flag. He injured it twice. I don't know if the surgeon got it right. Maybe he did. He'll try to give it a go. I mean, if he give it a go and he can't do it, then Shedeur is in for sure. And I think that's why the coach is getting him ready anyway. Shedeur has to take a lot of first team reps this year because you don't want to have a situation like last year when he didn't really get first team reps and he throwing the equipment trainers and you want him to come in and beat NFL teams. He has to be a bona fide number 2. He has to be ready to go. You can't have it that he's not prepared. He has to be prepared to go this year. Because Deshaun is a wild card. What if he gets hurt again? And then you're going to have Shadur not ready? No, he has to be ready. When you say the NFL doesn't even want to see Deshaun, well, then Shadur wouldn't have got drafted so low then. You see people are having amnesia on the crime scene. Let me fill you in on the crime scene. That man got drafted in the 5th round. You know he's a first round pick. No later than 2nd round. He went 5th round. The word was, according to Skip Bayless, they were told not to draft him. That's a crime scene. See, this is where it all starts. We have to go back to the beginning. Nobody can really clear cut say why he went to the 5th round. Nobody can. Because nobody wants to admit that there was collusion. Because if there was collusion, he would have a lawsuit. But nobody's going to admit collusion. You said Barry bought Monken in for Shedeur. Why? Because he recruited him at Alabama. That's why you saying that? You didn't think I knew that, did you? Let's see if you know. He recruited Shedeur when he was at Alabama. I had told people Shedeur was being recruited by Alabama at a high school. Who you think was doing it? It was Monken. So he saw something in him even back in high school. But when you say the NFL don't even want to see, I feel you on that, but they wouldn't have treated Shedeur like that on draft day. They wouldn't have done that. There was something other than football why he didn't get drafted. So I'm not really feeling the NFL either, to be honest with you. But, you know, it's like you have to go with the lesser of the two evils, I guess. Because I keep saying, yeah, he should go to the Jets, this and that. But yeah, but the Jets should have drafted him. You said the draft. Speak on that. I don't know. Like, let me hear your thoughts on that. So you said the draft fall was about money. Like, speak on that. I don't know. I never heard that side before. You think so? And when you say it was about money, what do you mean? I just don't think he should have went in the fifth round. I don't. You know, regardless of his dad is the coach or not, I honestly think he no later than second round. No later. And even then, I would have been complaining. He's a first round pick. But something happened. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, there's two separate issues going on, Detroit, that we still haven't got the answer to yet. And I know Shedeur and them not going to say it because, you know, they have to play politics. So they're not going to say, tell us what happened. But it wasn't football, though. It couldn't have been. You know how I know it wasn't football? You know how they say a good NFL quarterback can throw in tight windows? Well, he does that all the time. Now, he do have a problem where he take a lot of sacks, and that's correctable. It's just a coach, a Monken or somebody has to say, listen, you keep taking them sacks, you're going to sit the bench. That's very correctable. That's a correctable situation unless he can't see the progressions quick enough. That's the only thing I can think of. And that's going to take muscle memory. Okay. That's just coaching and muscle memory if he has it. But I think he has it because he throws in tight windows. So that means to tell me it's just he needs a lot of repetition. He needs reps in that new system. That's all that tells me. I think he can still do it. Right. But with that being said, he's a first round pick. What's different than him and Cam Ward? I'll wait. What's different? Can anybody tell me? I'm not talking about their size. I'm talking about the football play. What's different? They both had the same quarterback coach, didn't they? They look like twins. It's just one is a little bigger than the other. But what's different about their game? Except for, only thing I can think of, Cam can sidearm it a little better. Shadur can sidearm it too, though. So what's different? Why couldn't he go in the first round? So that's why I'm a little confused why he went in the fifth round. That's why I keep going back to that, because that's why we're here right now. Like, he shouldn't be in this position. He should be with the Jets. Because if he with the Jets, he would have been playing, even last year. He would be the man right now. Especially in New York. Come on, man. In MetLife Stadium, we would love to have Shedeur up there. You kidding me? He would never lead the Jets. You said he did not take a lot of sacks last year. He did take sacks last year because the offensive line sucked. He did. He took some sacks. He wasn't the only one, though. Dylan Gabriel took a Superman sack. You remember that? The dude did a Superman on Dylan Gabriel. I would have been pissed if I was Dylan. He hit Dylan, and Dylan's legs went out in the air. They both of their legs was in the air. They both was like, they both were horizontal. Like, he hit them so hard. Oh my God, yo. Yeah, that offensive line was suspect, dog. He didn't take as many sacks he did at Colorado, but he took some sacks last year. You said the contracts are written on toilet paper. Well, what was Deshaun Watson contract written on? How is all of it guaranteed? I'm not hating on him, you know, the brother. His whole contract is guaranteed, dog. They are on the hook to pay him to over $200 million. If Deshaun Watson just put 40% of that in an interest-bearing account, he don't have to work ever. His great grandkids don't ever have to work again. That's how much they paid him. If he did it right, if he set it up right. And guess what? To not play no football. That's crazy. His agent should be in the Hall of Fame. They should have a Hall of Fame for agents at this point. But I get that you guys want him to play, but he's not playing. He's not. And you might, well, why, Max? It's the owner. Go ask him. I'm just telling you the real deal. I'm in real life because I'm outside every day. I'm in real life. I'm not online. I'm in real life, and I'm telling you, he's not playing unless Deshaun gets hurt. That's it. And I know that sound bad. Like, damn, man, what don't you want? Yeah, I want him to play. But I could see if it was like, let me see. Let me give you another scenario. I could see if it was him and Deshaun, but Deshaun don't have that type of contract, right? Deshaun has a regular contract. Some of it is not guaranteed. Yeah, then Shedeur have a good chance of playing. He will actually start. But when you have him with the 46, all that guaranteed, they got to be on the hook to pay him. Yeah, they're going to have to give him a shot at this point. Unless you like just throwing money down the trash, the toilet. Because what happens if Deshaun go in and he does really well? Then you go with him. Because it's a possibility he come in and do really well. Because they won with Deshaun already. They had a winning record before he got hurt. They were winning with him, but I don't know if he's going to be the same. Think about this. He injured his ACL, right? He had an ACL injury. He also had a shoulder injury in his career, and he also tore his well, you know what I'm talking about. He tore it twice. So that's a lot of injuries within his whole career. It's like he can't hold up a season. So if that still holds true, Shadur is going to play this year for sure. I don't know. Would it be better to let Skip tell y'all? Because y'all, usually with brothers and sisters, y'all don't respect other brothers and sisters. Y'all respect the man telling you. So let me get Skip. I don't like to put nobody down, but that's really how it is. Let me let Skip tell you. Hold on. Because when it comes from us, we don't respect each other like that. You feel me? Let's hold on. Hold on one second. I hate to be like that, come off like I'm being disrespectful because I'm not talking to everybody. But sometimes it'd be better to let the other side say it, yo. Like, for real. Like, I'm just telling you, man. Hold on. Because that's where I'm getting it from.
From my deepest fears for Shadur Sanders, I love. And I said before his last year at Colorado, he should be the first overall pick. And it was the most shameful draft development I've seen in all my time covering National Football League drafts. That he felt.
All right, stop right there. See, he had to go back to where it started, where the crime scene started. It was on draft day. All right, let's continue.
Fell to the fifth round, at which point I believe Jimmy Haslam, who does run the Browns and is sort of a Jerry Jones wannabe, I believe he was the.
Did you hear what he said? I had just said that earlier, that he runs the team like Jerry Jones. I knew that. He runs a team like Jerry Jones. There's only 3 owners in the league that really run it like that. He's one of them. Jerry Jones is, obviously number 1. Haslam and I forget the other one. There's another one that runs it like that. I want to say, no, not the Raiders owner. He don't run it like that. He's kind of just standoff. He's kind of just let the team run it. You know what I'm saying? But He just said it. So that's a problem right there. So let's continue.
The one who jumped in and said, take him. We might need him as a sideshow. That's what I believe that he said at that moment in the 5th round. And they did need him as a sideshow.
Did you hear that? They needed him as a sideshow. So what is he saying? Because Shedeur is popular, at least we could sell tickets and sell jerseys.
Because they knew he had a very strong national following, led in part by me, Keeb, the show. We love him, believe in him. And yet Jimmy Haslam paid $230 million guaranteed for Deshaun Watson over 5 years, and he still owes him $46 million for next year. So Jimmy Haslam, his pride is now on the line, and I believe that Jimmy Haslam badly wants Deshaun Watson to be the starting quarterback and a successful starting quarterback next year to prove him ultimately right so he can say, see, I told you he could do this.
Y'all get it now? So we're not dissing Shedeur. It's just the cards he were dealt. So when the lady came in earlier, man, that was real disrespectful. I usually, like I said, I'm a content creator. Not a lot of stuff get to me, but a sister came in there and said that about me, man. She said, I hope that Shedeur prevents y'all from using his name. That was very disrespectful, she said. And that was a sister that said that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being real about the situation right now. But sometimes we need, and I hate to be on a racial tip, we need a white person to say it for y'all to get it, yo. Y'all listen, y'all take the white people more than your brothers, yo. That's just what it is. So let's let this man say it, yo.
Deshaun has not played football for about 2 years. Deshaun has gone to hell and back with his off-the-field issues, as we know. And yet, I believe that Mary Kay Cabot, who's been covering the Cleveland Browns for almost 40 years, is getting this straight from the horse's mouth. I believe she is so connected, so plugged in. Remember, she's not a columnist, she's a reporter. So this is not her opinion the way I would express my opinion, and you could say to me, you're crazy. Or
all right, stop right there. That's why it was crazy when Shiloh, see, he didn't do no research on her. He didn't realize that she's a reporter. She don't have a dog in this race. She's getting her information from the owners. That's where she's getting the information from, and they're probably telling her to say certain shit. He didn't know that. But see, she came out maybe a little bit too early and said maybe they need to name him the starter now and let's just move on so we won't have to keep guessing. But she already knew who the starter was. The owner told her. I know how this works, yo. I know how this works. And we've been down this road before. Didn't we go through it with Baker Mayfield? Some of y'all don't remember. Because you know why I was sore? Because I would have liked Baker Mayfield to go to the Jets and we could have got him and we didn't get him. So then I was following the Browns just to hate on them in the barbershop. Because my boy in the barbershop was a Browns fan. I said, man, the Browns ain't doing nothing, yo. He said, well, we got Baker Mayfield. I said, listen, with that owner, he's going to tear Baker Mayfield a new one. He's going to destroy Baker Mayfield. And what happened? Baker had to leave. That's what's happening all over again. It's something about this owner. I don't think he liked players, yo. I don't think he liked that he got to pay him. I think he great. I don't know what it is. But no great quarterback survives there. None. It's like an omen over there. So that's what I was getting at. That's why I took that to the heart. I'm like, why is she saying like, damn, like why we can't use Shedeur in the title, yo? She said, I'll be glad when he prevents y'all from using this. Now, why? Because I'm being real? Skip Bayless is telling you. These guys are more tapped in than I am. And watch what he say, though. He found some information out from a reporter. This reporter, he's so tapped into the NFL that everything he say come to pass. They're getting ready to say it in a second. Let's see. And then Aqib Talib said, well, if what's his name said it, then damn, it got to be true then.
Shiloh could rip me on social and say, you have no idea what you're talking about, and maybe he'd have a point. But with Mary Kay, she is plugged in to Jimmy Haslam and his wife, who also has a big say in the franchise, and I believe she's the messenger. And I think Shiloh is trying to, quote unquote, kill the messenger because he doesn't want to hear what the truth is about this, that Jimmy Haslam is moving forward with Deshaun Watson. And I believe the new head coach who wants to make an early splash is moving forward with Deshaun because he started 72 NFL games. And I thought Shedeur was really good last year in his 7 starts. And he did win his opener, his debut at Las Vegas, albeit against a bad team. But he did beat Aaron Rodgers at home, and he did beat Joe Burrow at home. And he went 3-4 with the worst offensive line in pro football and the worst receiving core in pro football. And now that they're starting to beef it up through the draft, I think that Jimmy Haslam is saying onward and upward with Deshaun. So I think Mary Kay Cabot, we should take to, unfortunately, our bank on this. That's just
Did you hear that? He's believing that he's going onward and upward with Deshaun, meaning he's going to stay with Deshaun even next year. The only thing is Deshaun has to stay healthy.
Go ahead, Cody. You ain't heard from Cody in about 30 minutes.
I was waiting for some Lakers talk in the first segment, but we just skipped over that, man. We're not worried about that game.
They didn't even talk about the Lakers once.
I'm a Lakers fan.
Okay,
Skip.
so you like
tonight,
them?
man.
I don't.
The chat was saying Cody's real quiet right now.
I was waiting for the Lakers to talk.
Show about this.
A couple days ago, they were playing like the best team in basketball. Now it's 3-2 in the series. Everybody's real quiet. But, no, you know what? What, you think they're going to lose tonight?
Yep, okay. I do too.
I bet that. We could bet that too.
Yeah?
Oh.
I bet that for sure.
Which way?
I like the Lakers for sure.
Oh,
you like the Lakers at
on the road, close out in Houston.
Yeah,
I like that.
Tonight.
Wow.
You think Houston's
I love that.
going to win?
I'm thinking about it. Houston's favored
We'll
by
circle
3.5.
back.
All right. We'll
Got it on a
circle
bet? Do I
Yeah,
know?
I don't want to cancel my gimme bet. All right.
I love typing little bets.
Yeah, no, I disagree, Skip. I don't pay attention to these articles. I think at the end of the day, they're all just speculation because all that matters when it comes down to this quarterback competition is a decision that's going to be made inside that organization. Whoever is in charge of making that decision, whether it's Todd Monken, Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Berry, whoever has the most pull on this decision, I think they're going to let these guys compete, and then whoever gives the Browns the best opportunity to win games in 2026 is going to win that job. And right now, that decision hasn't been made. So in my opinion, it is still a wide-open quarterback competition. If you look at the reports coming out of Cleveland, both quarterbacks have gotten opportunities with the starting offense.
Exactly.
That tells me it's wide open. If Deshaun was going with the ones and Shedeur was going with the twos the majority of the time, then okay, then you could lead to believe this article and think that the speculation is true. But the fact that Shedeur started with the ones, then Deshaun gets some reps with the ones, and Shedeur's back with the ones, tells me that this is a wide-open quarterback competition. But with that being said, I could see this going either way. I could see either Shedeur or Deshaun winning this competition because I know last year Shedeur's numbers weren't great statistically, but remember, he fell all the way to the 5th round. He started out the season 3rd on the depth chart. That can be tough to overcome mentally, especially as a rookie quarterback, but he didn't let it get to him. He kept his head down. He kept working and preparing like a starter so that when he did get his opportunity, I thought he played well. And was it perfect? No. You're going to make some mistakes as a rookie, especially with the struggles that the Browns had at offensive line and at wide receiver. But I thought he showed flashes of what he can do in the NFL as a starter. And then when you look at Deshaun Watson, I know he struggled with injuries and his performance on the field the better part of the last 5 years, but he still is a proven quarterback in the NFL. And you mentioned it. He's by far the most experienced quarterback in that room right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way to win this job as well. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, had a lot of success early on in his career in Houston.
I mean, he led the league in passing yards.
And that's true, Skip, but the biggest question with Deshaun is, can he duplicate that same success? Can he get back to being a fraction of what we saw early in his career? He hasn't been able to do that so far in Cleveland, even when he was healthy with a team around him. But at the end of the day, you know, this decision, and another thing with Deshaun too, I know you talk about the contract. Will that play a factor in all of this? Sure, you can argue that, but I don't think it should, Kenyon. I really don't. But if you're making a decision based on a dollar amount rather than talent on the field, then you're not only letting the players on the team down, you're also letting the fans down as well, because you're just putting a product out there that may not be best for their offense just because we owe them this type of money. And if this contract was a new contract and they just signed Deshaun Watson and we were going into this season on the 1st or 2nd year of this deal, fine. but it hasn't worked out the last couple of seasons. So in my opinion, I think Jimmy Haslam would be okay with saying, all right, let's cut out the dollar amount. I know we kept him on the roster because we owe him this type of money and we want to have a competition, but who's going to give us the best chance to win? We just spent draft picks on Fano. We just went and got Denzel Boston. We just got Casey Concepcion. We went out and signed multiple offensive linemen in the offseason. We are not doing, or we're doing a disservice to those guys if we put out a quarterback that we don't think is going to give us the best chance to win. And it still very well could be Deshaun. Just in my opinion, I don't think it should be based on a dollar amount. It should be based on skill sets and if they give the team the best chance to win. But either way, this decision, you would like to see sooner rather than later. You don't want to rush it.
Right.
You don't want to jump the gun if you're not 100% certain. But the sooner you can make this decision, the more advantageous it is for the rest of the guys.
Bottom line, gut feeling, starting opening day will be.
I don't know.
With your quarterback
that's my whole point.
from what you've seen,
that's my whole
no
point,
quarterback, but who would you put right now?
What's your gut?
I don't know. I'm not at practice. I'm not watching them run Todd Monken's offense.
Okay, so then what
They're
you just seen in
3
the past?
days into this offseason. They've had 3 practices together on the field. There's no way to make that decision right now. If Deshaun can get back to where he is, I think he's the most talented quarterback in that room. But we don't know if he can get back to that level of play, especially coming off of the injuries. Did Shedeur show enough last year that he deserves a chance to be the starter this year? Absolutely. And I'd love to see him, too, with a new offensive line, with more weapons. So you could argue both ways, but that's why I say this article doesn't carry a lot of weight, because I think it's far too early to make that decision. Let the competition play out. Also, Monken might want to see what they look like during the preseason. If they want to. Preparing for fall camp is a lot different than how you prepare for a game. I know it's preseason, but you got to see how they game prep as well.
By the way, Monken is on the record. I want to choose a starter by mid-June, so we don't go into camp with any.
And that's,
but keyword is want to.
Okay,
you
all right.
Gotta.
And that's my point. He on the record saying that on that 92.3 The Fan interview that he did on the radio, and he did not say Deshaun is ahead now. So until he said, I don't really feed off what the reporters say, because she said a lot of shit last year that just wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? She talk about how you look in practice, but practice is not the game. In practice, I would expect Deshaun to look better in practice because he's the vet, man. I once was a vet in practice, and some days I just say, I ain't guarding no deep balls today, right? So from some random people come and watch practice, they gonna see Lee pick off every fucking curl slant. I'm going to look great because I'm a vet. I know how to practice. I ain't guarding no deep shit, so I'm going to sit on everything. I look amazing because I just know how to practice. That's how vets look. I once pulled up to Denver when Russ was there. The ball ain't fucking touched the floor all day. I watched the ball not touch the grass all day with Russ. And then they got to the season, and it just wasn't that good. He didn't have just a bad season, but he didn't have his best season.
You're talking about the Hackett season?
Yeah, I'm talking about his season in Denver.
Yeah.
It just wasn't his best season. You know what I'm saying? To me, the media made it worse than what it was, but it wasn't his best season. And if you would have went to practice, you would have thought the Broncos was finna win a chip this year. You know what I'm saying? So vets just know how to practice. So I would expect Deshaun to look better in practice. But that's why I like Shedeur, because what he brings in the game. What Shedeur do, you can't emulate that shit in practice. You know what I'm saying? He brings shit in the game, that confidence that he gonna bring in the game during game time. The team is gonna feed off of that shit. His escapability, you see him escape, dime, run plays, dimes. Like, you can't emulate that shit. They're gonna blow the whistle. You can't emulate that shit in practice.
No, you can't. He has a natural-born feel for playing that position.
A natural-born feeling for just quarterback, period, man. It's some stuff you can't. The leadership, you can't emulate it in practice. You know what I'm saying? It come down to when the camera's on, the live bullets is really flying, the crowd is live, everything is really on. The player's on edge. Who gonna lead now? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna be that guy now? Yeah. And that's what Shedeur brings to the table to me. So, like, it might come down to the preseason games, like you said. Yeah. Let me see him in real game situations before you make that decision. But of course, it's a pecking order. If it's two guys even at any position, the guy who makes the money, that we going with that guy.
That's my thing with it.
It's simple as that.
That's my thought.
And I understand it's a pecking order, and I understand Cleveland, they fuck a lot of shit up a lot of times. Yeah. And they probably gonna fuck this situation up because of the pecking order. You know what I'm saying? If it's close in practice, they probably have picked Deshaun just because, well, we paying him, let's just see what he can do.
It's hard to have a guy making $46 million being your backup.
But if you smart, though, if you smart,
I mean,
you would
Kirk
start
Cousins
Shedeur
did.
because a young team like that, the morale of the team. If mid-June you say, man, Shedeur our starter, all them young ass guys they got on that team gonna be like, man, they gonna fuck with that, bro, because they're a younger team. It's a vibe, man. You want the morale of your team to be high if you want to win games. If you want to sell tickets, who you start? It's a business, right?
It's not even close.
If we want to sell tickets and we want to make money, fuck the $46 million. If we want to make future money, who we start? Like we start Shedeur, that's not even close. So everything, look.
One thing Cleveland fans has proven over the years, they fucking go into the game whether they good or bad. And they've been mostly bad.
True.
They do.
So they don't matter who taking the snap. They come into the game no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
Shit me.
The dog pound has always showed up. With bags on or cheering, they showed up. Right? They've always showed up.
It don't matter. If they show, you thought they showed up before. If Shedeur the starter, the TV game's gonna get cracking. It's just everything about him is gonna be skyrocketing if Shedeur start, because he got that star power, bro. It's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Shedeur fan.
It's night and day. It's night and day, bro.
I'm a Shedeur fan,
It's
but
night and day.
I'm a Shedeur fan, but I'm also a realist.
Right.
Right? I look at it's black and white with me. I look at try to be the most logical I could possibly be when thinking about situations like this, right? When healthy, we know where Deshaun Watson is.
No, we don't.
We've seen it.
We ain't seen it in 5 years.
Saw and heard the words that was coming out last year, right? But Myles Garrett, when he was, how he felt about Shedeur Sanders being the starter. So we know what that does to the locker room and how the other decision could go if guys are seeing Shedeur better in practice and seeing what he's doing, and they make that decision to still start Deshaun, right?
Yep.
What can that do to the locker room, right? The guys making the most money, like you said, it could tear the locker room apart.
Yeah,
tear it apart.
So like you said, they've been known to fuck things up in the past when things were lined up and they just find a way to mess it up, right? We know that. Hopefully it's not one of them situations. Hope Shedeur gets his rightful opportunity to be the starting quarterback in Cleveland. But like you said, if it comes down to if it's somewhat even, they're going to go with the guy that's making 46. That's just what it is. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. If it's even and no one has separated themselves, I got to get something as an owner. I'm paying you. I got to get something out of you.
I get it.
But it's been 5 years where I gave you $230 guaranteed. I got to get some return on my dollar, like something at this point, right? So if it's even, have them step in and be like, we're going with Deshaun Watson.
It ain't gonna matter what Monken
says. Yeah, it ain't gonna matter what Monken says.
I'm opposite of that because I feel like with Deshaun Watson, if it's even with who he is and his, being a veteran, he should separate himself at practice. If it's even, I'm going with the guy that's a bigger question mark because I want to see what he does with more weapons around him. If there's not a clear separation between Deshaun Watson, who started 72 games and now has played 9 or 10 years in the NFL, over a second or a fifth round second-year rookie, I'm going with the rookie every day of the week.
Me too.
Also, if you look at the longevity of it and the future of Cleveland, if there's no separation, then Deshaun Watson probably won't be the future quarterback for your organization, especially him being towards the end of his career. Let's see what Shedeur can do. If he plays great, awesome. We have a quarterback for the future. We can keep building around him. If he doesn't, then maybe we look at next year's draft and go get another quarterback.
You just drafted one.
Compete.
Just drafted a fucking quarterback.
Third round and fifth round.
They just drafted the guy. You got four in the room right now, right? You just drafted one this year.
Them third rounds and fifth rounds, they count, but they don't count.
But you could have picked somebody else, though. So my thing is, what, like, with that situation, like, with this, like, if you do it, then just like, you got to stick with it, right?
Yeah.
But then what do you do with the shot? What, like, with that situation, like, with this, like, if you do it, then just like, you got to stick with it, right?
Yeah.
But then what do you do with Deshaun? Do you cut him?
You ain't gonna cut him. Sure, you let him be a backup.
So he's making 46 and back up, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I did. Okay.
Kirk Cousins did it. It's fine.
Hell yeah.
You know, that was a horrible decision in the beginning.
I mean, if you,
But I think Deshaun was a horrible decision also for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 230.
even if Deshaun on his last year of his deal, right? Even if he ball, would you gonna extend him and let him stay here some more?
Nah.
Like, I feel like either way, after this year, Deshaun gone.
Well, I don't know if
Green
they
Bay
won
did
9
with
games.
Brett Favre.
If they win 9 games, they gonna keep him?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to
No.
Yeah, they
You let
will.
him walk.
And pay him what?
I don't
You
think
let him
nine,
walk.
but if they
You let him walk.
Man,
Because
he
you got
gone.
product.
Skip, if they
you
get
got
a
a
wild
product over
card
here.
spot with Deshaun Watson.
Do you expect Deshaun to start for the Browns?
I've been trying to tell you guys this for a month because the handwriting has been on the coach's office.
All right, the reason why I let you guys hear the first audio, that was from 3 weeks ago. Now, Skip Bayless actually got some information in. And you should see the look on his face. He just got some information. They just confirmed it. Because 3 weeks ago, the quarterback position, they kept saying, it's a possibility that Shadur will start. He just got some information in that he's like, it's a done deal, man. They're going with Deshaun. The owner, guys, his pride got in the way. He's not going to let Deshaun not play. It's his pride.
Office wall and on especially the owner's office wall for at least a month. It's going to be Deshaun Watson's job to lose. Now, we've had report after report, and Peter Schrager is legit.
Yeah,
He's plugged in.
he is.
NFL Network, now ESPN, said this on Get Up. And they're just going to give Deshaun Watson every chance to win the job, keep the job, and then lose the job. And Peter Schrager says the owner wants him to play mainly because he's going to make $46 million, and the owner's pride is on the line for that. And then we look at Todd Monken. He's 60 years old. He just got his first NFL head coaching job, and he's going to reach back and go with tried and true in Deshaun Watson, and I think that's going to be a big mistake because tried and true was a long time ago. And Deshaun Watson has not played a game of football for almost 2 years. Even worse, over the last 5 seasons, Deshaun Watson has managed to play only 19 of a possible 85 games. 19 of 85. So he's played over the last 5 years, 22% of the possible starts. He tore his ACL. He had throwing shoulder surgery, and he has torn the same Achilles twice now. And his last good year that I can find, I have to go back to 2020 at Houston when he did lead the league in passing yards. He was 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, 70% completions, all for a team that somehow went 4-12. That was his last good year. And so now we see these quotes from Todd Monken that Kinsey read. And the first one about Shedeur, he's come miles. And I'm like, he's come miles? That is classic damning with faint praise, as if he needed to come miles and miles.
Yeah, you should see the look on Skip's face. They not sold on Shedeur in Cleveland. The coach is not sold on him. And he got that information from the that beat writer. And that beat writer is the man in the NFL. He's never been wrong. Like, he's really that tapped in. They're not sold on him, bro. The coach is going with Deshaun. So he got that information. That's why even watch you're going to hear what Aqib Talib say. He's going to be like, damn, like if it's coming from that guy, it's true then. They're not even giving him a shot, dog. That's why I keep telling you guys, I don't like the Browns. They did the same shit to Baker Mayfield. They drove Baker Mayfield in the ground. Why would y'all want Shedeur to play for the Browns, man? Let him go. Let him go. He don't deserve to be there. He need to be somewhere else. Okay? They're messing with him over there, yo. They still doing it. They're still doing it. That's why I keep telling you guys, man, like, that's the news that's coming in. The coach is not sold on him. He's not sold on him enough to take a chance on him. he's taking a chance on Deshaun because Deshaun played over how many whatever games. That's what he's going with. I think it's a mistake too, because with all the what do you call it? The weapons they got in, Shedeur could work with that. Shedeur threw to a Heisman Trophy winner, and it was because of him that Travis won the Heisman. He threw to him so much and gave him opportunity. He won the Heisman. Now, don't get me wrong. Travis he's very skilled. He won that Heisman too, but Shedeur had to throw. Somebody had to throw to him, and Shedeur threw to him. Go back to that play when Shedeur threw to LeJontay Western when he rolled out to his left, and people call it a Hail Mary. It's not a Hail Mary. He really did mean to do that. He meant to do that. That wasn't a Hail Mary. He threw it to only where LeJontay could catch it. That's a great quarterback, but they're not sold on him for whatever reason. I agree with Skip. It's a mistake. They're making a mistake here. They're not what do you call it? They're not evaluating him properly. It's almost, guys, you know the crazy thing is? It's almost a mirror image in what's happening to Juju at Colorado. It's like a mirror. It's almost like it's a parallel universe between him and Juju. They were supposed to give Juju that start last year. He was the man last year, but they didn't do it. It's almost like Shedeur going through the same fucking thing. Like they are not evaluating him properly. He's supposed to be the starter. But again, I keep telling you guys that $46 million is getting in the way. The owner, his pride is on the line. He feels like he don't want to feel like he failed. He want to give Deshaun the chance. So I told you guys by week 5, if they have a losing record, Shedeur's coming in. Then the owner will finally take that on the chin. That's just the hand he was dealt, guys. That's the hand he was dealt.
Indicates that last year, when he did start and go 3-4 as the starting quarterback behind the worst line in the NFL, throwing to the worst receiving core in the NFL, that he was terrible last year. He needed to come miles and miles. And then he raved, did Todd Monken, about Deshaun, saying that his athleticism is showing up in the OTAs, that it's a weapon for him. It's one of his superpowers is his athleticism. And I'm like, one of his superpowers? So he's got lots of superpowers, one of which is athleticism.
At least 2.
Yeah, he's got at least 2. So in the end, Deshaun will be the game 1 starter. And yet I think we're going to have to rinse and repeat last year, because I think they'll fall to 2-8. And maybe at 2-8 or 2-9, Shedeur will get another shot and get to finish the season. And I still think he's the future in Cleveland, but they are going to give Deshaun every chance to show he can be a blast from the distant past.
If Peter Schrager reported it, then I believe it.
Okay.
Simple as that, man. That's how legit he is.
There it is, guys. Aquib said it. If that guy said it, it's legit. The owner actually is being vocal about this, but he's doing it. He's not doing it publicly. He's doing it behind the scenes where the people that matter knows. Shedeur is gonna be like last year. He's gonna have to wait. But I don't agree with what he just said. It has to be waiting until they're 2-8. No, you can't wait till you're 2-8, because you can still salvage your season. I would say by week 4 or 5. If they have a losing record by week 5, you got to put Shedeur in, because he could save the season. So I would say by week 5. I don't think you should wait till you're 2-8, because that's the end of the season. 2-8. You don't have you shouldn't wait till 2-8. You should wait and you should evaluate at least by week 5. How many games in the season? 16. So you could still save the season and get above 500 and try to go for the playoffs. But with this owner, guys, he's been fucking his team up for years. That's what people don't understand. He's been doing this for years. He did it with Baker Mayfield. He did it with Johnny Football. You think he gonna do Shedeur right? No. So that's what I wanted. That's right there. That's what I wanted you to hear. So now you heard it come out of Peter Schrager's mouth. When it come out of Peter Schrager's mouth, it's over with. Because he's that tapped in. Yeah, but see, when Shady said it, here's the thing, Ms. V. It has to come from a white person mouth for people to believe this shit. I'm being real, yo, because a lady just came in here. Ms. V, you missed it. A lady came up in here. She said, her name was Auntie something. She said, I can't wait for Shadur to prevent you guys from putting his name in the title. She was disrespecting me. And I had said the same thing Skip just said. So it has to be a white person for people to believe it. I've been saying he's not starting. I've been saying it. He's not going to start. I know this owner. I don't know him personally, but I know what he did in the past. And the only reason why I know him so well is because I feel like the Jets could have got Baker Mayfield. I felt like they could have traded, but he didn't want to do it. I felt like we really could have got him. And the Browns got him like, aha, we got him. And they messed Baker Mayfield up. When we could have been enjoying him, doing right by him. See, why you keep coming up in here and saying like it's like y'all bots, yo? They sending bots because I'm gonna have to block you, yo. No, he's not starting against Travis. The only way he's starting against Travis in week 1 unless Deshaun get hurt. And I'm not wishing for Deshaun to get hurt, so stop saying that. Okay, we living in real life over here. We ain't in no goddamn cult, man. I'm telling y'all the real deal. But this white man just said it, so hopefully y'all believe it. Because y'all didn't believe it when I said it. I'm not talking about everybody, so don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what it is over here. The owner is not letting him play. The owner didn't even want to draft him. Didn't Skip tell you that the NFL said, okay, y'all hurry up and draft him. It's going too far. Go ahead and draft him. They didn't want to draft him. Did you see how they looked when they draft him on draft day? It looked like it was a hostage situation. Guys, you don't even remember draft day. Yeah, thank you, Ms. V, if you believe me. But half people, they only believe unless it coming out some white guy face. That's when y'all believe it. And I'm not trying to be on no racial shit, but that's just how we are, yo. They got more authority. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I know this Browns owner, yo. He is not, it don't sit right with him. He got paid this man $46 million. And it's his fault. He the one paid him. You know what I'm saying? It's his fault. You know what I'm saying? But he thought he had a winner in Deshaun, which I'm okay with him believing in Deshaun that much to pay him that kind of money. But things happen. It's a brutal game. You're going to get hurt. He shouldn't have made it all guaranteed. He should have had Deshaun play for incentives. I think that's going to hurt Shadur in the long run. He ain't giving Shadur no guaranteed contract. I promise you that. After what he did with Deshaun, he's not doing that ever again. So I think Shadur, at the end of the day, he need to go somewhere else. Like at the end of the day. But see, this is the cards he were dealt. This is where he got drafted, so he got to play it out first. But that owner, man, and even Todd Monken is not sold on him. He not sold. Everybody keep praising Todd Monken for what? What you keep praising him for? He not sold on Shedeur. But I tell you who was. The Jets are. But the only problem with the Jets, they should have drafted him. So I'm kind of knocking the Jets too. If y'all so high on him, y'all should have drafted him. But they didn't do it because it's a good old boy system. They were told not to draft him. That's what the streets are saying. They were told not to draft him. They want to teach him a lesson because they believe I don't even want to get into it because he's not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But at this point, they just got to wait because if Deshaun go in and they start losing, they're going to go with Shedeur for sure. So Shedeur has to be ready. And also, you don't know if this man going to go down again with an injury. I don't wish that on him. But if he do, Shedeur has to be ready. That's why they're giving Shedeur first team reps. They can't do it how they did last year by not giving him. Remember, he was throwing to the equipment trainer. Y'all want him to still play for the Browns? And they didn't think enough of him. They were having him throw to equipment trainer. And y'all sitting up here bigging up the Browns. Y'all crazy. I'll be a hater. I'm not bigging up the Browns, yo. I'm not. And then what the Quib said, he even said it. He slipped and said, he said, man, people draft in the 5th round, that shit don't even count. Okay, well then Shedeur don't count then. That's how they treating him. So I deal with reality. The reality is he on the wrong team. And but he got to play the hand he dealt right now until his contract is over. When his contract is over, I think he should go to another team. He should go to another team that really wants him. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have a organization that fully get behind you 100% for you to be successful. You see how the Raiders are treating Mendoza? That's how Shedeur should have been treated. That's how Shedeur should have been treated. But like I go back to saying to you guys, the crime happened on draft day. The crime really happened on draft day because what's the difference between him and Cam Ward? I'll wait. What's the difference? You could have drafted any one of them and had the same record. What's the difference? What's the difference? Shedeur could have went in there and did maybe could have won a little bit more game. I'm not trying to knock Cam Ward. That's the dude. You know what I'm saying? But if he gonna get drafted number 1, at least Shedeur could go number 2. God damn. It's the same quarterback. Don't they see people try and play Jedi mind tricks on us, man? They're the same quarterback. So when I saw him get drafted, I said, okay, well then Shedeur gonna go no later than 5. No later. Because I knew Travis was going number 2. But then guess what? The Browns started playing funny anyway. Go back and watch the draft with Bucky. You remember when the Browns, they traded out Travis Hunter to Jacksonville? They knew it was in then. They knew something was up then. That changed the whole draft. Go back and look. I think it was a possibility that Shedeur knew he could have been going number 2 to the Browns. But the Browns traded that to Jacksonville. Go look. The fix was already in. But anyway, I don't like the Browns though. Not really. I don't. Not the Browns, not the players. Just the owner. I don't really care. I don't know him personally, not to, but I don't really like his practices as far as how he run the team. I don't like it. He's like a Jerry Jones type, you know what I'm saying? And these guys don't like us. I'm just telling you, I can prove it. When Jamie Foxx was with Jerry Jones, he was recording it. And Jerry Jones was sitting there talking about somebody's penis size. If you remember, press 1. Don't act like you don't remember that. That's how they see you. They don't see us as human beings. That's why I don't like it. That's why I'm going hard as I do. I know how they operate. What did his penis size got to do with football? But then you got to remember back when Jerry was younger, when these people were trying to integrate in them schools, he was out there doing the most trying to prevent them. Oh, y'all didn't hear that, huh? Y'all didn't hear when Jamie Foxx was recording, Jerry Jones was sitting there talking about somebody's penis size. You didn't hear that, huh? Yeah, it really happened. That happened year before last. Yeah, man, I don't remember. I remember everything. I don't know what a player penis size got to do with about him playing. But that's how they see you. They see you as, it's almost like a meat market. Like, oh, look at my stud, and he's a stud. He can run this. And I don't like none of it, to be honest with you. They're not losing Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett chose money over winning. He signed a long-term contract. He not leave unless he retire. Unless he retire, or they release him from his contract so he can go to another team. You talking about Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett is not even there yet. Myles Garrett haven't even met Monken yet. Monken said, I haven't met Myles Garrett yet. He'll meet Myles Garrett when the practices count. That's when Myles Garrett will be there. Myles is somewhere in Asia right now. I checked his Instagram. He's somewhere in Asia. He's somewhere on a trip somewhere taking pictures. I don't like the Browns. Damn right, I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Nah, I don't like that comment. I'm out. Let me make sure you out forever. You blocked, yo. How about that? Fuck out of here. Talking about I'm out. Fuck, you don't gotta announce that you out. You never coming back. How about that? You blocked. I just don't like your comment. I don't like you new people. I don't. You new age people. I don't like y'all. I'm from the 70s and 80s. I don't like y'all wear purses and all that shit. I don't like y'all anyway. Be honest with you. I don't like y'all mentality. Y'all think something is old to you. Okay? When it's raining outside, you hold the umbrella and don't let your lady hold the umbrella. You know what I'm saying? When you walking down the street, you don't walk closer to the street. You let the woman do. I don't like y'all, to be honest with you. I'm being 100 with you. I just don't like y'all really like that. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up here wearing purses, switching. I ain't never seen so many men switching and wearing purses and switching. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm in a different timeline. So maybe I'm in a different timeline. Okay? So let me just be a grumpy old man. Maybe I'm a grumpy old man. You ever thought about that? I could just be a grumpy old man. But I'm telling you, I don't like the Browns organization. I don't even like the general manager, Barry. I don't like him either. There's something about him. I just don't like him, yo. that's it. That's just, I can't even explain it. I never met him. I just don't like how he look. I don't like how he talk. I don't like how he look. I don't like that Carlton Banks ass MF, yo. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm shadow banned anyway. So I just might as well just keep it 100. Okay? I don't like the organization. I want Shedeur in New York. That's period. You know why I'm sore about it? I had it all planned out. You know, I don't live too far from MetLife Stadium. I moved back from Virginia to New Jersey. I'm originally from New Jersey. From Jersey. I moved back because I knew he would go into New York. Either the Jets or the Giants. And I have media credentials because I was at the Diddy trial and I went and got media credentials, right? So I had it all planned out. I'm going to be at the stadium. I'm going to be interviewing, and all that fell apart because of the fucking Browns. They didn't, and then on, you remember the trade deadline? The Jets wanted him. But you know what the Browns said? Nope, we got him. I didn't like that. And here we are again. So yes, every opportunity I have, I'm going to hate on the Browns. Every opportunity. Unless Shedeur is playing. If Shedeur is playing, then I ain't going to say nothing. Okay? But just know it ain't no love lost of me and the Browns. So, and I'm going to make every AI picture I can do to mess with the Browns this year. I don't like them. And you know how I know the Browns fans be watching? Because what did Garrett say? He said, I don't want him to go to the Jets. I'm the only one kept saying that. I'm the only one keep saying I want him to go to the Jets. I want him to go to the Jets, man. I don't want him in Cleveland. I want him to go I want to go to New York, yo. Because if he go to the Jets, he ain't leaving the Jets. He gonna retire there. He not leaving there. I'm telling you this because he got the personality to be in New York City, man. Okay? So, yes, I don't like the Browns. So don't sit up here and talk about Todd Monkey. We got Todd Monkey. Oh, he gonna start because we got Todd Monkey. Bullshit. I don't like Todd Monken either. I'm being 100 with you. I don't like him either. Okay? I don't like Todd Monken. I don't like Jerry Jeudy. Okay? I don't like them. So that's just what it is. I'm being petty. I know I'm being petty, but because I said Jerry Jeudy. But Jerry ain't got nothing to do with this. But I don't like Todd Monken because he's not sold on. He's talking about he's come a long way. What the hell you mean he come a long way? What does that mean? Is he ready or not? But anyway, I'm just going hard, but that's all good. How y'all doing? Y'all good? But anyway, I do enjoy this. I enjoy this talk because it's like barbershop talk. The only difference is like, I'm just, you said Barry is the only reason. Ain't that crazy? Barry's the only reason Shadur even played last year. He's the reason Kevin was fired. I'm not a Browns fan either. I'm a Shedeur. All right, Barry, let me just leave Barry alone. Barry ain't the enemy. You're right. You're right about that. Barry's not the enemy. That's crazy though. Is that true? He's the only reason why Shedeur played? Barry has a twin brother, by the way. He's an identical twin. Oh, you don't like Jerry Jeudy either? Okay, so I'm not tripping. Detroit, okay, because I thought I was being a little petty. I don't know. You remember when Shedeur threw that recent pass to Jerry Jeudy in practice that became an interception? Jerry could have caught that. I honestly believe if he had reached his hand out a little further. Man, let me leave Jerry alone. Jerry might not just be that guy. People tell me, Max, Jerry Jeudy on the team. I said, word? I'm getting hyped up. I said, what about Jerry Jeudy? He said, Jerry, that guy, man. I said, okay. So Shedeur, he gonna do some things. He got Jerry Jeudy. Nah, Jerry ain't that. I don't think he that guy. He might be. But he could have ran in a little further to catch that pass. He could have leaned in and caught it. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But then you see how he got in Shedur's face and then Shedeur stood up and got in his face. Yeah, Jerry a problem. Jerry Jeudy. He got 2 first names. He got a male of Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. I don't like people 2 first names. I don't know. You think Barry is okay though? But all right, Barry is okay. Let me leave Barry alone. I don't say too much about Barry. I don't know. So Barry is okay. Okay, Barry moved all the obstacles. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll leave Barry alone then. Okay, so but what's up with the owner though? Don't he know Shedeur could play? He was at his pro day. They were at the pro day, right? If you go back and look at Bucky's video, they were at the pro day. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not trying to take up for the owner. I do understand this part. I'm not going to just pay somebody $46 million either without playing them. So I agree with him on that. Like, no, he going to go out here and earn this money. Because his contract almost up. He could get out of there without even playing a game. That's robbery. That's like Floyd Mayweather claiming he got robbed. You know what I think, though, with Floyd? He trying to pull an insurance scam. Where is his jury at? How he going to lose his jury? And then say he don't know where his plane is? How do you lose a whole plane? So, yeah, I don't know, Floyd. I don't know. Maybe he trying to get insurance money. I don't know. He claims somebody took $175 million. Golly, he better start boxing again. You know what's a good payday for Floyd? If he fight the dude from Nebraska. What's his name? That'll be a big payday. So he might want to get back in shape to see if he can fight Bud Crawford. That'll be the big payday right there. And then give Canelo a rematch. That'll be his paydays. Even if he win or lose. He'll get his money back. And then after that, stop spending so much. But I don't know, Floyd, but yeah, man. That's all I got to say. But I wanted to play that clip with Skip Bayless. Skip, he don't like it. He's like, yeah, man, what's his name said that's what the owner is going to do. He said, this is Deshaun's job to lose. He's going to give him every opportunity to go out there and win. So if he don't win, then yeah, Shedeur will get it. So that's just what it is right now. But it doesn't mean that we won't see him play. I'll hold you to it because what's her name said, look, he's playing against Travis. Okay. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to it. Because they could just be like, you know what? Let's just bench him. Because they benched Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins was getting a lot of money too. And all his contract was guaranteed. So maybe they'll treat him like Kirk Cousins and then have Deshaun sit the bench. We'll see. I'll hold you to it. If you think Shedeur is going to start week 1, we'll see against Travis. But I don't know, man. I don't know if the owner is going to do the right thing. Not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. You said Floyd too flashy. You said Barry going to follow what Jimmy said. Yeah, he the owner at the end of the day. So it's his pride getting in the way. He don't want to just let him go. And he owe him $46 million. He want him to play for it. So I don't know. Deshaun might make me eat my words. He might come in and be cold this season. I don't know. He had a good pass in practice. It was cold, but it's just practice. But if I'm a betting man, we're going to see Shedeur this season because they're going to be losing. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, by week 5, I'll put them in if they're losing. To try to save the season. Because their defense is cold. They got a good defense. They got some more weapons they have on the offense. So they still got Isaiah Bond there. They brought in 2 more players on the offense. They have Harold Fannin Jr. Remember him? They got Quinshon Judkins. So they added Fano in the offensive line. They got some players, man. They do. They got some players. So they can make a run this year. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I bumped my gums long enough. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm starting to get my groove back. But I want to talk about Colorado because a lot of people seem to think that, speaking of Colorado, a lot of people seem to think that what is success for them? Well, success is improving on last year. So what happens if they win 6 games and get to a bowl game? That's success, isn't it? That's like a huge improvement. I'm not saying like the ceiling is absolutely 12, right? To win out 12 games. But what if they win half of that and get to a bowl game, a respectable bowl game? Then I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because that's building on next season, because that means that what Brendan Marion is doing is correct. They got the new defensive coordinator, right? And they can build on that. And they got some good recruits coming in, from what I see, right? So it's just a building block. So they're just building back the program. Because like I said, they lost a lot in that 24 season to the NFL and things like that. But I think they'll be okay, man. I don't see why not. I don't see why they can't win 6 games. We'll see. I mean, the Georgia Tech game is going to be, for me, the cornerstone game, even though it's the first game. They can beat Georgia Tech, not only beat Georgia Tech, but beat them convincingly. I think that's going to be setting the tone for the rest of the season. If they can beat Georgia Tech convincingly, even they got Mendoza as quarterback, Mendoza little brother, they definitely going to pull out 6 games. I just think so. Because they beat Georgia Tech, then now they could be 2-0 for the season. They can beat Weber State. And then, like I said, they still have a tough schedule for the next 3 games. If they could pull out at least 2, man, they're straight, man. So anything can happen this year. We'll see. But I'll give them that. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But I don't know, man. You said Watson will be cold. You said Watson will be, if he cold, then we ain't gonna see Shedeur then. If he come out and have a cold season, I'm talking about stand down on it, 10 toes down. Like, I'm talking about just cold as fuck, just like out there, just being Superman. Then yeah, we ain't gonna see Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we'll see. But yeah, as far as Colorado, like, I don't know, man. Anything is an improvement. I would say a bowl game is improvement. That's a drastic improvement from last year. And that's a good sign going into the future. Because they got a lot of good recruits coming in out of high school. So they building a winning program like that. Anyway, I'll come back and talk about that. But anyway, you know, Matt is being Matt. Yeah, he got a hard on for Coach Prime. I don't know why. Yo. I guess it goes back to he feels that they don't recruit in Colorado or whatnot. But, or maybe they didn't recruit his son. It got to be something with that. Because Matt, he is not letting up, yo. He's like, yeah, it's up with Matt. It's up. But Matt'll be all right. He'll sit down somewhere. He'll be all right. But I'll be back.